Hello students, welcome for the course of MBA Semester 3 Advertising Management. Today is our lecture 17 and we are going to start a discussion on advertising planning. So right from this topic we are going to start the unit number 3. The objective of this today's session is help to understand the concept of advertising planning and how to prepare the advertisement plan. The contents of our today's session are the advertising management process, the advertising plan, strategic advertising plan, and advertising planning cycle. So we are going to start a discussion first of all advertising management process. So we all came to know about what exactly the advertising and how does advertising works, okay, that we will discuss in the earlier sessions in last 2 units. When we are talking about advertising, okay, it is a process to convince the customer by means of using effective marketing communication strategy or message strategy. It is the uh, one of the very important tool to introduce or to induce the customers. Means exactly we were seeing the definition of advertising. It is a paid form of non-personal presentation of ideas, goods and services by an identified sponsor. So by means of that earlier discussion, okay, we are not very much familiar, okay, exactly how does that advertising management process will work. In case of advertising management, okay, we are employing all the several types of media to sell the product or services to the potential group of customers by managing the organizations efficiently and with the help of certain effective control mechanism. So by means of using this advertising management process, we need to ensure, okay, what sort of communication strategy or advertising strategy that we are going to implement and how does will be it result it into that we are going to measure with the help of that advertisement management process. So it is also called as a planned process, okay, designed to oversee and control the various advertising activities. So we were already seen about various types of communication mix that are being utilized in the marketing communication. So these tools, how effectively we are making the use of these tools, okay, in communicating to the targeted group of customers. So as to communicate the firm's target market and to influence the consumer purchase decisions. So the ultimate aim of that advertising management, okay, how to communicate to the firm's target market means targeted group of customer so as to influence the consumer purchase decision, and that is why it is quite necessary to implement the overall functions which are being related with the advertising, okay, in that particular organization so as to manage or to execute that advertisement program with effective control mechanism. So the general process that will be applied in the advertisement management process, okay, by means of setting the advertising strategy. So how to set that advertising strategy, okay, by means of using some particular points. So first of all we need to set the advertising objectives, means the goals. For what purpose we are looking that particular advertisement with certain message content. By means of formulating the objectives of goals of advertising, we came to know about how exactly we are going to execute that particular ad with the help of effective message strategy. After that, we need to formulate the advertising budget. So it is quite necessary to implement the advertisement strategy. Okay, we do require to achieve the objectives of that particular advertising. Okay, we need to use the several media, and these several media are not available free of cost to the organizations. So that requires some particular form of budgets, okay, to meet these particular advertising expenses that the company has been making or the advertisement has been making. Then we need to define the creating the advertisement messages. So here there are certain creatives in that particular organizations, okay, those are available to the individual advertisers as well as the manufacturers. Those will work over here, okay, and formulate the advertisement message. It is a commercial message. By means of that, we are going to induce the behavior of the customers. Whatever advertisement message has been formulated, we need to transmit, okay, that messages, okay, with the help of using the several media and other vehicles. So for whatever form of media that we are using, for which we were already set the budget, okay, we need to buy the media over here. By means of effective media planning and buying, okay, we need to place that particular advertisement into the medium. So by means of using these 4 points, okay, here finally we are in a position to develop the advertising strategy with respect to that particular product or services. Next task is with respect to whatever strategy has been formulated, okay, then thereafter we need to implement that strategy, okay, by means of releasing that particular advertisement messages into the medium. And whatever form of medium that you are choosing, we need to try to control that medium, okay, and similarly try to manage your advertisement cost. So lots of controlling and other execution function with respect to that advertisements, okay, will work over here, okay. And finally we need to identify whatever form of advertisement that we were relayed into that medium, okay, we need to identify their advertisement effectiveness. So assessing the advertisement effectiveness by conducting several form of research, so advertising research or marketing research or consumer research that can be conducted by the advertiser itself as well as the manufacturer or any market research consultants or agencies. So in general, we came to know advertisement management is one of the very essential tool to implement your marketing strategy as well as advertising strategy. So primarily with the help of using our channel partners, our media vehicles, okay, and with some creatives, okay, we need to plan several things and finally we need to execute that advertisement program. So this is a general plan, okay, that is called as how to prepare the advertisement plan. So there are some important steps, okay, which are being relating to the preparing the advertisement plan. In the first step, okay, we need to set the advertising goals or advertisement objectives. Targeting the audience, okay, whatever form of objectives that we are looking for with respect to any particular advertisement, we need to set the target audience. Depending on the prior two steps, okay, here we need to define our message, okay. So whatever form of message that you want to transmit, okay, the manufacturer or the advertiser want to transmit to the targeted user, that message should be very clearly defined using some by means of some sort of simple principles. And finally, okay, developing a plan of action so that we can execute our advertisement program as effectively as possible. So these advertisement plan, okay, we need to prepare particularly for each and every advertisement whenever we want to relay that advertisement into the medium. So either suppose you are using any newspaper, okay, or magazine or television, radio ads, okay, for each and every advertisement we do require some particular advertisement plan, okay, uh, to satisfy the needs and wants of the customers effectively and communicate that idea uh, to the targeted group of customer in a very convincible way. Now we are going to discuss that advertisement plan in detail, how to prepare that advertisement plan. The first step in case of our advertisement plan is to set the advertising goal. That goal should be measurable, specific and achievable, as well as it is time bound. So whatever targets that we are setting in that advertisement goal, okay, it must be measurable as well as achievable. It should be also economical, and some relevant goals should be checked, okay, or deleted or cut off. Okay, whichever that is not relevant, okay, with respect to that particular advertisement campaign, okay, we need to cut off or delete that particular advertisement goal. So try to ensure that your goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, time bound and as well as economical. Now once we set these goals with respect to that advertisement, okay, this will help to define our marketing objectives. Our marketing objectives can be related with our target market, okay, or such as broader product placement, partnership with high quality brands, identification with certain demographics, sponsorship of charity events, another way of increasing sales through print, radio, online or television advertising. So once we are going to formulate our advertisement goals, or this will help to define our advertisement objectives. Our advertising objectives must be very specific, okay, that is related with the several aspects of that particular advertisement, as well as the customers, what is the exact purpose for which the advertisements are going to be formulated. So that advertisement has been meant for specific group of customer or segmented group of customer, okay, that will reflect some sort of product placement, partnership or high quality brands, identification of certain demographics, okay, with respect to that particular customer, sponsorship of charity events or any other aspects that will helpful to that organization, that will increase sales using any particular media. So once we define our advertisement goals, okay, then we are in a position to get for the next stage, targeting the audience. Now when we are talking about our targeted audience, that targeted audience are differing in the needs, wants, aspirations and desires. So they are also different on the basis of, suppose say, demographics also. So try to know their demographics and try to come closer and closer to them. So it is quite necessary to develop some sort of customer matrix by means of identifying their gender, okay, age group. Suppose they belongs to category of, suppose say, children, teens, okay, or twins, young adults, okay, middle age customers, seniors or retirees. So what exactly the target group of customers, that can be defined with the help of our customer matrix. And in this way that we are developing our knowledge base with respect to the customers. So targeting the audience can be sometimes a complicated process, okay, but here we need to create the databases of the customers also. Even some specific markets, okay, that suppose any company has been targeting, suppose say on, they are targeting on single people, college students, men or women, okay, like that, okay, or suppose women in military, okay, or other types of businesses, suppose say working woman, okay. So whatever their targeted group of customers, and try to identify, okay, how does exactly, okay, that targeted group of customers will do that particular advertisements. So we need to also come closer and closer to the customers. So our advertisement program must be intended to the audience that must have an interest in your product, okay, whether they know it or not, whether your customers knows about your product, okay, or they do not know about your product, okay. How does that we are coming closer and closer to the customers, okay, by means of effectively targeting, okay, using segmentation processes that will helps to be converted into the customers, okay, for using advertisement to be effective. We need to convert that particular suspects into the prospects by means of segment effective segmentation strategy, and we are defining our targeted audience. Here we could not try to convince our idea to each and every individual, okay. So many of the product advertisement, whenever they are concentrating on satisfying everybody's needs and wants or desire or aspiration, then they could not concentrated on their communication process. And where do we find out that there is a common mistakes? So one cannot have a very generic advertisement or standard advertisement that could attract to every type of customers. So try to make your product advertisement as unique as possible by means of using unique selling proposition that is made available through your product attributes, okay, and other features which are available in that particular product. Once we came to know about target audience, okay, there are certain stages, okay, that we need to follow, particularly to get a more and more information about the product and try to know their behavior. This will helps to know about the consumer behavior, okay. Say for example, identifying your target locations. So where does the customers are available, okay, how does that we can make them available, how does our product can be made available to them, okay, effectively. So either by means of using your retail channels and other intermediaries, okay, if you are using that, okay, so you can manage it very well by means of using even also customer relationship management. But once we are planning our advertisement program, so we need to know about our target location of the customers, okay. How does that they come across to the radio, television and other print ads, okay, okay, or where exactly they are located geographically, okay. We try to know wherever sometimes it is very difficult to target that particular group of customers. So either by means of using geographical segmentation, okay, this will be helpful to the company to target their markets effectively. Consider which type of media to use. Nowadays there are several medias are available to convince our idea very effectively. Suppose you are manufacturing any industrial product, and how does that industrial product should be advertised. So we need to make their product advertisement that should be available in certain trade journals or on some websites, wherever the industrial buyers, those who can approach to that trade journals and website, those who can identify according to their needs and requirement and buy that particular product. So it is quite necessary that what type of media to be used. Advertise in media that target audience interact with frequently. How frequently the customers are comes in contact with the media, okay. How many customers, those who are been reading the newspaper, how many of them are watching the advertisement or listening any particular radio stations or particular television shows. Even nowadays we are trying to make the use of that social media, okay. How does that social media sentiments are quite important nowadays, okay. We need to analyze. So which particular media, okay, either broadcast media or print media would be helpful. In this case we need to clearly identify it. Think about the timings, okay. What timings that can be suitable to advertise our product. So you will still need to advertise to the customers, okay, a time when they are thinking about buying. Now how does that you came to know that they are in the process of buying. okay, or they are thinking about your product. So it is quite difficult to analyze these things, and we need to measure some sort of emotions, their feelings, their aspirations, okay, their desires, okay, by means of conducting some sort of research. So we can even also came to know some our data, okay, which is being made available through some previous year sales. So from the last previous year sales, we came to know in which particular month, okay, the sales was higher, okay, or the sales was lacking. So in that particular month, okay, we need to advertise more, okay, across the various media, and also try advertising in anticipation of peak sale months and weeks. So whatever that peak sale months and weeks, okay, that is need to be identified with the help of your previous year data, in which particular months the sales was lacking or higher, okay. Depending on that, you can choose your timings. Also you can develop your schedule, okay. So you need to develop the schedule that hits your customer base at just the right time of the year. Whenever the festivals are coming, suppose say the new year celebration, Diwali, Dashera has been there, that time we came to the know that many number of products that are being highlighted into the media. So it is quite necessary that how does the customers, okay, are being specific with respect to the timing and their uh, what exactly their shopping experience during festivals. Also we need to define our advertising frequency, how frequently we can advertisement on that particular media. So there should be a repeated advertising, okay, whether it is to be necessary for that particular product or for that particular firm, that is need to be assessed. A customer may miss your ad or radio television if it only airs a couple of times. If you are not reading that advertisement very frequently across the various media, your customers will not try to come closer to that particular media. In that case, okay, there will be a lesser possibility the ad could not be overlooked by that particular group of customers. So it is generally better to purchase the substantial amount of airtime on either, suppose say, radio or television slots need to be obtained to spread our marketing communication and advertising across the various media. So nowadays many of the companies, those who are advertising their product, okay, they are using, okay, several types of media to convince their idea very effectively to the targeted group of customer and try to come closer and closer to the customer by means of providing varieties of information with respect to that particular product and services. The next step in case of our advertisement plan is to define the message. So message is nothing but the construction of symbols and words, okay, or using certain sort of sentences. So how to define that messages, that we will see in the forthcoming session, but here we are concentrating that what will be the basic message. Thus the basic message is available in your advertisement so that we can convince our idea very effectively to the targeted group of people. So what do you want people who read or hear your ad to do? If suppose you are relaying any particular advertisement in the medium, so how many customers are being able to read that particular ad or hear that particular ad, okay, and they just try to understand that particular ad. So try to define, okay, in a very by means of using a very simple form of communication using some basic messages. So this will be very helpful in making your communication by means of using directing them to your store or website. So there we need to convince our idea very effectively, okay, so that we can motivate them or direct them in such a way they can visit our store or website to buy that particular product. Even sometimes we try to alter them to sell, okay, whenever the sales activity goes, okay, or some sort of festival goes, okay, we need to alter our communication in such a way that that can be helpful to convince them very effectively by means of introducing some new product or services. So it is quite necessary to retain them. Okay, whatever form of essence of your message is to be sure that it is communicated clearly somewhere in the ad. So it's your ad must contain, okay, that message content, and it should be very clearly specified in that particular advertisement. So one should be keep in mind that, okay, whatever message that you are formulating, okay, we need to keep that message as simple as possible. Okay, so keep it simple and sweet. Okay, KISS principles can be applied over here to make your communication more and more effective. So whenever the readers or listeners, okay, those are watching your advertisements, or reading your advertisement, okay, how much attention that they are giving to whatever form of information that is available in your product ad. So that's why, okay, we need to make our communication more and more simple and keep that message as simple as possible. So whatever message that has been transmitted through advertisement, okay, either through visual or audiovisual form of communication, so always remember that, okay, you need to keep that message as simple as possible. This also means that you should be very specific. Sometimes what happens, we whenever any advertiser tries to bring the creativity, okay, and we want a very specific form of communication. So in that case there will be a possibility that a very high degree of creativity come, okay, and that is called as vampire's creativity. Okay, here there is it is a very creative form of advertising, wherever the product could not be get remembered by the user. Okay, the customer could remember the ad, but they could not remember the product, okay, in some cases. Okay, so how much specific our communication would be there with respect to that particular product, okay, so it should be always a question mark. Okay, but sometimes there will be, if we are introducing some very high degree of creativity in that communication, maybe there will be possibility that we can lose the targeted group of customers. So sometimes that vampire creativity could be dangerous even also. Establishing your superiority over the competitors. So always tries to communicate, okay, in a very sustainable way, okay, your superiority over the competitors, because competitors are also making the products available at reasonable prices or competitive pricing, okay, they are using. Why should potential customer go to you rather than another business offering with some same service or product? Why does they will buy your product? What is the particular aspects or some unique selling proposition that should be made available through your products? So think about including some sort of statistics, reviews, commenting on how much better your product are, okay, than your competitors. So always tries to give some sort of testimonials, examples, okay, or some effective form of comparison in that particular advertisement, so that customers, those are having the information, they just try to assess that information with the help of available statistics which has been provided. Okay, even they can make some effective comparison and review your product. Here we need to make the maximum concentration by means of creating a value. Okay, we need to deliver the value to the targeted group of customers by using our unique qualities of your product and services. So always remember that USP plays a very important role, and that should be need to be defined on the basis of your product attributes and other features, and how does the product satisfy their needs, wants, their requirements, desires and aspirations of the targeted group of customers. Developing an action plan. Now it is the last stage to define our action plan, okay, with respect to our advertisement plan. Now in case of action plan, okay, we need to execute our advertisement program. Okay, prior to the execution of that advertisement program, we need to prepare some sort of professional reports, okay, and that reports will be helpful to in achieving the various goals and objectives, okay, whatever that we were seeing in the step number 1. So in the beginning, okay, we need to state our goals, objective, whatever has been outlined by the marketing department, along with using some advertising department also. So there will be some different sort of informations or sections that could be included in developing our action plan. So try to know about the demographics, what sort of particular group of customers, okay, that we are going to assess, okay, for to whom we will directed that advertisement, okay, say for example their age, gender, okay, or suppose say occupation, what is the target market that we are being looking for that particular product, and we would likely to measure it. Explain your media channels, okay, you have chosen to use, whatever media channels that you have been use, okay, to place that advertisement into that particular medium. You need to specify, okay, what exactly you would require, okay. So that is for your own use, okay, for advertiser use only, but here we need to make an assessment of whatever form of media that are being available, which particular media will be more effective in convincing our products to the targeted group of customers. Simultaneously we need to define our creative strategies. So here that creative strategies can be observed through the message content, okay, and how effectively the advertisement has been formulated. So we will find out that in advertisement there will be effective dramatization with certain emotions, love, affection, beauty, okay, pride, okay, lot of things has been, happiness would be there sometimes, okay. So we need to identify what will be the creative strategies that can be used in that particular advertisement. Create a calendar on the spreadsheet. Now it is a planning process to implement our advertisement program, okay, effectively throughout the year. So we do require 1 year action plan, okay, that should be defined in the spreadsheet, okay, okay, and how does or what form of media which can be used for that particular advertisement. So nowadays many of the advertisers, okay, those are using the combination of media. So it is quite necessary to make our advertisement planning in such a way, okay, by means of using our scheduling of media related activities very effectively. So media scheduling is a very common practice by the advertisers, okay, and they are managing all the media, okay, and try to place that advertisement subsequently on different time, different period, weeks, months, or the complete whole year. Then we need to define our budget. So creating a budget will be enable the particular advertiser or meet or the manufacturer to meet their day-to-day expenses even also, and to define the advertisement cost. So whatever advertisement options which are being available to that advertiser or manufacturer, okay, depending on media planning and scheduling, they are defining their budgets, particularly the advertising budgets. Okay, the budget could not be overspent, okay. Sometimes we came to know that, say for example, HUL. Now HUL is a very big multinational corporation. They are having nearly 4,000 crore budget for advertisements, and their advertisement expenditures are quite high as compared to other companies, okay. So recently, okay, within a span of 4 to 5 years, recently Patanjali has also targeted the user segment or consumer segment, and they were initially they were having a very low advertising expenditure, and due to their poor advertising budget, but they were managed their various operations very effectively and targeted to the appropriate group of consumer segment, okay. Nearly today they were having nearly 2000 crore advertising budget. So sometimes that advertisement budget can curtail your day-to-day operating budget also. So we need to define, okay, how much advertising expenditure that we are making. So either it should be defined on the various the budgetary methods are there, okay, that we will discuss in the forthcoming sessions, okay. Either say for example percentage of sales method, and last year suppose one of the company that who has made 100 crore sales, so out of which they will define that 10% of sales, so 10% means 10 crore that they will make their advertising expenditure in this year. So depending on some prior data and other information which is which can be made available to the company, okay, they will define their advertising budget also. So also be sure that you are spending enough to have impact on your target audience. Now how much should be an advertisement expenditure, that is always a question mark to the advertiser and manufacturer. So we need to try to focus here on the customer needs and wants, okay. So it is quite necessary to make an impact on the targeted group of customers by bombarding that particular advertisement into the medium very effectively, so the product advertisement could be get remembered, and there should be a product recall in the mind of the customer with certain effective product positioning. Until unless we could not make our advertisement, okay, in such a way, okay, that could not be helpful to any advertisers. So there will be repeated advertising also, and that increase your advertising budget, okay, because of whatever media that you will chosen. Nowadays media costs are increasing day by day, and that is also a reason wherever your advertising budget can be increased. The third activity by that we need to conduct for your action plan is to conduct some market research, okay, by means of better establishing your advertising plan. So lots of research activities can be conducted to know about your customers, to know about your advertisements also. Once you are going to relay your advertisement, okay, we need to conduct the test marketing or test advertising would be there, okay. So testing your advertisement pitch on your target demographics, so whatever your target demographics, targeted group of customer with or say for example number of eyeballs watching that particular advertisement, okay, number of subscribers, number of users, okay, number of readers, like that we need to measure our advertisement, okay. So how many people are watching or reading or listening that particular advertisement, we need to conduct some sort of research. That research can be conducted using some focus group interviews or panel interviews or any other methods, okay, by means of which lots of research activities goes within an organization by means of using advertising research and marketing research. The next one is what to create a creative plan, okay, and that creative plan is a combination of strategy that which can be used to accomplish your overall marketing objectives. So that depends on your organization or the advertiser or that particular manufacturer. Either they will appoint any agency or any creative boutique to execute that creative marketing plan or advertisement plan. So creating a creative plan, okay, that accomplishes the goals and stays with the budget. So once you define that advertisement budget, okay, your budget should be in such a way, okay, that whatever objectives that you were set in step number 1, okay, the goals of advertisement, that should be fulfilled, okay, by means of using your creative plan. Then only, okay, we can say your advertisement plan would be feasible to achieve the advertisement objective, and that advertisement plan would be called as creative advertisement plan, using very effective marketing as well as advertising and message strategy. The last part of that preparation of advertising plan is developing an action plan. So once we are in a position to know each and every aspects of advertisement, okay, the last few stages that are being remaining, okay, establishing the evaluation procedure. Now your advertisement are being made available through the several media, okay, to the targeted group of customers. So here again we need to identify, okay, or conduct some sort of evaluation, okay, where whatever form of advertisement objectives that you were set, okay, whether it is measurable, achievable or not. So you need to establish a matrix or some sort of standard, okay, that will evaluate a new advertising strategies. So you need to set your advertisement objective. Say for example you want to create you were earlier set your advertisement objectives, like suppose say you increase the awareness among the 90% of the audience. So identify whether your product advertisement has been able enough to generate the awareness among the nearly suppose say 90% of the target audience or not. So that will be helpful to provide a return on investment, okay, because of whatever the cost of advertisement campaign that you are being using, okay, to meet that advertisement cost, okay, and what will be the overall rate return on investment with respect to that advertisement campaign, that we try to measure. And this will enable the marketeer, this will help the manufacturer, okay, how our advertisement plans are effective or creative, okay. So that evaluation matrix can include tracking links of unique website. Nowadays we are using digital marketing, so I have been used some sort of example. So with respect to tracking links of your website, providing landing pages of new leads, okay, using scannable coupons or tracking on increase of the new customer calls to your location, means how much would be the response with respect to that particular targeted group of customer, okay, whichever that we were set earlier in targeting the customer, okay, whether that particular group of customers can be approachable, okay, with respect to whatever advertisement that we were relayed in that particular medium or not. And finally we need to execute that plan, okay. After the ad agency finalize the plan of action, now whatever has been defined earlier in the previous stages, finally we need to decide, okay, right now we think each and every aspects of that particular advertisement and how to relay that advertisement by means of using the several media effectively throughout the year, by means of also conducting effective media planning and scheduling of activities, okay. Finally we need to present, okay, that particular advertisement, okay, to the targeted group of customer and present the report, okay, time to time to your clients. If the clients are being satisfied with your advertisement plan, okay, after the client approval it is being implemented, okay. So once whatever form of idea that has been in your mind with respect to that advertisement, you need to convince your client, okay, suppose say for example Tata Group or whatever the product advertisement with respect to suppose say Lux or Liril, okay, or suppose say Pond's Talcum powder, whoever your client is. Now these products belong to HUL, okay. Similarly there are lots of other companies, okay, they are going to convince that particular clients also, okay. So advertiser convince their whatever form of advertisement plan to these clients, okay. So once their clients are being satisfied, okay, then and then only your advertisement plan can be executed. So this is all about your advertisement plan. Now these are called as the strategic advertising campaign planning steps. Now once we came to know about our advertisement plan, okay, once we are in a position to know about customers, their clientele, okay, our products, our attributes, okay, we need to conduct some strategic planning with respect to our campaigns, advertisement campaigns, by developing some unique themes. So there are some simple stages that are being followed, but prior to that, if you remember that we were discussed in the first semester with respect to our marketing planning, that marketing planning need to be conducted priorly, okay, and later on we need to define some strategic planning with respect to the advertising by means of assessing the market environment. So in step number 1, we just try to take the business review by means of conducting some situational analysis and try to know about the organization and what form of approach has been required to get ahead. and to survive into the market. We need to conduct some sort of customer analysis by creating the database related information of that particular customers also. Here we need to conduct the segmentation very effectively. Nowadays we are using that behavioral segmentations, okay, to came to know about the purchase history, the volume of uses, how frequently the customers are buying that particular product, okay, from which place they are buying that particular product, and their product uses. So lots of information how does that product has been obtained, either from the in store, okay, scanners would be available, okay, telephone records are available, bank financial and credit card transaction that they were made in the last couple of months, that we such kind of data that we will collect and try to know more and more about customers. Then customer valuation, okay, determines the customer worth in terms of profitability of the customer through information on purchase loyalty, okay, occasional buyers, okay, or buyers given some price reduction. Now it is quite necessary that what type of customers, those who are buying our product on regular basis. So we need to gather some further information with respect to purchase loyalty, okay, are our customers are loyal being enough to buy that particular product on regular basis or not, whether they are occasional buyers or situational buyers, okay, or how many price reduction or discounts that we were given to them, okay, try to make some sort of assessment. So try to know about the customer worth, okay, in terms of profitability of the customers. As well as we need to assess some behavioral objectives whichever that we are being looking for, in the form of change the current behavior into more profitable behavior. We need to convince our idea as effectively as possible to the targeted group of customers. So try to focus on behavioral aspects, okay, so that we can lead some sort of action using some effective advertising models also. We try to make an assessment with respect to the communication objective based on messages, incentives, activity needed to maintain or change the customer behavior. So what sort of behavioral action has been chosen by means of that particular group of customer, okay, we need to identify, we need to study and try to make an assessment, okay, whether it is a simple message or any incentive or any some sort of promotions by means of which, okay, they can be induced. Spending level, here we need to define our advertising budget also, okay, or whatever advertising budget has been supposed to be there, whether that advertising budget has been feasible enough to satisfy the needs and wants of the customer, so that we can make our advertisement, okay, in a very attractive way with some creativity, okay, that will increase definitely the advertisement cost, but it is quite necessary to increase our spending level by increasing our advertisement expenditure and increasing our advertisement budget, for which there are some tactics the individual organizations are using based on decisions about the strategies for messages and distribution, or suppose say sales promotion, so many other things that we need to manage simultaneously and control these activities very effectively. So that makes our advertisement plan more and more sound enough, okay, or so that we can achieve our advertisement objective. So that is all about our strategic advertisement plan. Advertising planning cycle. Now when we were define our advertisement plan, okay, how to execute that advertisement plan, okay, that can be priorly discussed earlier right now, okay. Now we are in a situation wherever the company, those who are being looking for the product sales or services which need to be consumed by the targeted group of customers. So we need to make some sort of marketing planning, okay, with the help of studying some market environment, and that can be studied, okay, with the help of where we are by means of analyzing the situations. So situation analysis need to be conducted priorly, okay, once we are getting ahead to make our advertisement plan. where could we be? Okay, whatever form of resources that the organizations are having, okay, depending on that they will define their advertising budget, and finally identify how much advertisement expenditure that they can make using whatever form of media that they are looking for. And next is what defining our objective. Okay, advertising objectives and strategies, this will help to define where do we want to go. So if you are looking for awareness, if you are looking for attention, you are looking for some sort of desire or interest, so what will be the overall objectives and strategy for which, okay, what form of advertisement message content, okay, or your advertising strategy would be sufficient enough to achieve your advertising objectives. So we try to make an assessment over here. Then we need to develop our advertisement plan over here, and how do we get there? Okay, so we need to define our advertisement plan at this stage, and finally we need to implement it. Okay, let's get there, okay, by means of implementation of that advertisement plan. Whatever advertisement plan, okay, we need to implement it and execute it very effectively by means of using the chosen media, and finally we try to make an assessment with respect to the result, whether our advertisement has got a huge success, okay, and why suppose the sales has been lacking, and how, why does that sales has been lacking, again try to identify, okay, does our advertisement is effective or not, why our advertisement has not been effective, try to identify what are the parameters or whatever the lacunas in that particular advertisement, try to measure each and every aspects of even successfulness and failure of that particular advertisement. Finally we need to conduct some feedback analysis, okay, either by means of customers or whatever form of sales people, those who are involved in the process of that overall marketing communication. If not, or why not, okay, if suppose we are not getting the result from the appropriate, if suppose we are not getting an appropriate results of measurement, so try to identify that why does that we were not in a position to achieve the advertisement objective, why we have got a huge success, okay, behind that particular advertisement. Does the advertisement has been creative, okay, does it will using some audio visual form of communication very effectively, using some testimonials, love, affection, effective dramatization, appeals, okay, so many things are being there. So try to make an assessment over here. So it is called as a advertising planning cycle. So that cycle will continues, okay, the organizations are learning from their experiences and improving their advertising strategies and matches strategies, okay, simultaneously to come across to the various media, and so as to targeted group of customers. So that's all about our today's session. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed the session over here. Thank you very much.